I got it. Bib leaders are swinging for the fences to renovate Bloomfield Athletic Complex. Yes, Frank, I'm here on the corner of MLK and Cherry Street. You can actually see an emergency truck still here behind me, and the fire hydrant, that's where the bus hit, is still on the ground. One of the stops could be Atrium Health Navicent, and this could be your view of me all the way from the sky. One trumpet player who actually played with Reading says it's all a reflection of Macon's commitment to revitalizing its music industry. You know, it's funny, I was just thinking about you because I wanted to ask you a question. Do you see this track through the grass right here? Well, it's actually called a pedestrian desire line, and we've talked about these before. Now, when they say the words convenience center, it seems like they really take the word convenience to heart. I mean, all you have to do to drop off your recycling is pull up to this central drive-through location. And to take out the trash, just back up to the dumpster, pop the trunk, and toss it out. If that runoff happens, it means neither Warnock or Walker got 50% plus one vote needed to win the election. And if it does go to that runoff, it's slated for December 6th. This space behind me might just look like any other abandoned lot, but the Otis Redding Foundation, well, they see a 9,000 square foot educational space right here. But does it fit into downtown Macon? Atrium Health could soon double in size in a merger with a Midwest company. We'll tell you what that means for us here in Central Georgia just ahead. The push of a button, a friendly greeting, the creak, the elevator door, and then silence. Coroner Leon Jones.
There's 160 right here.
In the records department today.
There you go, 2004.
He's looking through over 160 boxes of ashes.
These are babies.
All of them unclaimed.
Regardless of whether they are homeless, regardless of whether they found dead in the car, they still are someone's loved ones.
But those loved ones, Jones says, haven't picked them up. There are a few reasons.
Sometimes the family forget they're here because they're not paying for them. The county has already paid for them. They've already been, the funeral home that cremated their loved one has already been compensated.
Jones says this is why it's important to lay them to rest with respect. The county plans to scatter the ashes in Rose Hill Cemetery. That's where they're planning a memorial ceremony. Jones says it's a sigh of relief to give all these people a final resting place.
I'm going to talk with the guy that's spearheading this, see can we have a chaplain available to say a prayer when we do it. And I think that would be the best thing to do.
Now, Jones says there's no date yet for that memorial ceremony, but he says it's likely they'll have to have a second one for the remains he hasn't had the chance to pick up yet. In Macon, Anthony Montalto, 13 WMAZ News.
Every morning I get up, she'll be on the outside, but in the morning time now, it's hard to get up, to go out there and she's not there.
An empty chair on the porch leaves an empty spot in the hearts of those who knew Irene Stubbs.
That's the lady that rocked me when I cried at night. That's the one that rocks me. That's the one that rocked this one too.
A caring woman who loved her family and took names in a game of spades.
You on the table with her? You gonna get up, cause she's gonna tell you, come on around in some corner, I got you. You ready, baby sister? We gonna get them.
Faithful, prayerful.
She loved being in the choir.
Kind to everyone she met.
She loved everyone. I mean everyone. She get your clothes off her back.
July 16th, 2021, this family lost their beacon of light.
The way my sister left us, that's what hurts.
A driver hit her in the intersection of Wood Valley Road and Clinton Road and sped off. A few months later, Macon Bibb commissioners renamed their Complete Streets policy after Irene Stubbs. They promised lighting, sidewalks, and more to keep pedestrians safe. But almost 9 months later, nothing.
It may seem like nothing has happened, but there are incremental things that have been done throughout the years.
In 2016, the county and Georgia Department of Transportation highlighted Gray Highway from Sherling Drive to the Jones County line as a safety concern. That report took data from 2012 to 2016 and shows at least one pedestrian death just steps away from where Stubbs was killed. 7 more pedestrians died along the highway in that time, 4 more seriously injured. Years later, some leaders like County Manager Keith Moffitt are adamant they've done some of the work.
To say that we didn't do anything for the plan is not true.
But Greg Brown, who chairs the county's Pedestrian Safety Review Board, says nothing's been done. He blames communication issues with GDOT.
Over the years with GDOT, it really was minimum communication.
He says the county's power is limited in this situation since GDOT manages the road. There are some things they can do, though, with GDOT's blessing.
Nothing necessarily in terms of making any type of improvements or modifications to the roadway.
They can add lighting and improved signage. Brown says that's on the table in future talks. But as for why nothing happened sooner, Moffitt says they simply didn't know who to call.
When the roads are readily identifiable, then people know. But sometimes, we live in this community and we're blind to those signs sometimes. And so we really don't know, okay, is this a state route or is this a county road?
Drive on Gray Highway and the state route signs are hard to miss. A 5-minute Google search shows you Gray Highway is both State Route 11 and 22 and U.S. Route 129.
People have an expectation that their issues are being addressed. But I would tell you, whether it's a state route or a county road, if you let us know, we will respond accordingly.
The county is working with GDOT again at quarterly summits to identify more problem areas like Eisenhower Parkway and Pinona Avenue. But 6 years after the Gray Highway report, there are no additional sidewalks, no additional lighting, and no more crosswalks. No end in sight for the pain families like Irene Stubbs's feel every single day.
Is our heart empty? That's a void? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a big void. But we hold on to the memories that she left us.
GDOT declined to comment for this story and instead sent us a statement. They say they're working with Macon-Bibb officials to prioritize safety solutions throughout the Gray Highway corridor. They say the transportation planning process GDOT and the county are working on will include Gray Highway. The question that remains, though, is how much longer before families see some results. For 13 Investigates, I'm Anthony Montalto. If you think marching band is all fun and games, think again.
We probably put in more hours than most of the sports teams that happen at Baldwin.
In the Baldwin High School Band of the Braves, basics are everything.
I always tell the kids you have to learn to crawl before you learn to walk, before you learn to run.
3 times a week.
Rehearsals Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Director James McMillan starts their hours-long practice session with basic marching.
We're just trying to teach them how to put it all together, and here's an instrument, you got to march, you got to play and do it all at once.
Drum major Rachel Brooks says despite what some may think, all that work isn't really for the Friday night football game.
On Friday nights, a lot of people get up at halftime and go get food, and when you're at competition, everyone's there sitting down just to watch you.
You heard that right. Band competitions.
You wake up super early in the morning after getting home after midnight, and you pack up all your stuff and you go to this competition and you perform your show. And you're in front of a group where every single person has the same passion and love that you do for it. So it really means a lot to make a good show for them.
They can be a bit intense. Each band is judged on things like musicality, marching, dance, uniformity, and overall effect.
One person not playing their music can make the difference of us winning or losing.
Band captain Landon White says that just encourages them to do their best.
We need to have this perfect, need to give it our all, give it our best, and really perform.
Performing is half the fun.
This year we went to 3 different competitions and we had a very successful season.
The Baldwin Band had a banner year. They won their class, size 1A, in their first 2 outings. Their last competition this year earned them 3rd place in class, missing the silver medal by just 0.05 points. It can be cutthroat, but it's not just about the scores.
You want to see if you got better for yourself. It's not always about, oh, am I better than this band? It's about improving each week.
It's also about life lessons to serve these students past graduation.
Self-discipline, punctuality, you never get a second chance at a first impression, being on time, things like that.
And
it's the family that you make, the relationships and the friendships that you'll have for a very long time.
I feel like I've made a personal connection with each and every person that is here.
McMillan shares those experiences too. Former students stay in touch.
I'm going to weddings and I'm getting invites to baby showers and things like that. It's just seeing them grow up and become young adults.
After all,
she was the drum major.
It's this very band where McMillan met his wife.
We've got 2 kids. They're growing up through the band program. My son's in 6th grade band right now, but me and my wife, we started dating in high school band right here.
One day McMillan's kids could share this family tradition on the same field. But until then,
1, 2, 3.
It's back to rehearsal, back to the grind, as McMillan continues to inspire the next generation, 1 note, 1 step, 1 performance at a time. In Milledgeville, Anthony Montalto, 13 WMAZ News.